Hey everybody, it's John, the owner of Leeman Geophysical, and I'm up here on a weekend afternoon to solve a problem that's really bugging me. So some might say it's like lean because that's what lean is solving things that bug you. But this is that I have a drinking problem. So when it comes to my water, I normally drink fizzy water. And that means I produce a lot of cans every week. Now at my house, we have recycling pickup. But out here where our shop is, we're out in the country, we can't get recycling service. But we haul metal from all of our machining centers into the recycling center, and cans are just aluminum, so I can recycle them that way. But the recycling center really doesn't like it when we have these big bulky containers full of things like cans that are mostly air. So I need a can crusher. Well, my first thing I did was went on Amazon and found some really flimsy metal ones that you put on the wall and would pull down, and they would crush the cans. But I have quite a few cans, and I probably drink 4 or 5 cans of water a day. So I wanted something a little more automatic. Then I thought, well, I'll build a pneumatic system. We have air everywhere in our shop and a large air supply, so I'll just build a hydraulic cylinder that crushes cans. And that was going to be semi-expensive and time-consuming, and to be brutally honest, I have enough projects anyway. During the week, we are very full, and on the weekends, I only have so much time. So I found this product on Amazon, which is a pneumatic can crusher. And this entire kit was about the same cost as I can buy an industrial grade pneumatic cylinder for. So I'm not expecting a lot in terms of build quality, but it also doesn't have to do a lot. We're just crushing aluminum cans after all. So I thought today we'd build this together. I'm not gonna narrate the whole build. I'm just gonna put some headphones in, listen to an audiobook, and you can watch a time lapse of me putting this together, and then we'll see how it works. One thing I thought was really funny though, is they have this official looking notice in here that says the patent office has received an application for the patent and are going to grant it. They're very, very adamant that you know that this pneumatic can crusher design is covered under a patent. So I think we all know my feelings on patents. I'm not a big fan, but we get that important notice out of the way, and we'll take a quick look at what's in here, and then I'll build it up. I'm going to use my tool bag that I carry, my 80% tool bag. A while back, I did a pack out or a loadout video of a small tool bag, my belt tool bag, and I've actually changed to liking this style of tool bag a little bit more, though I still have lots of different tool bags. One day we'll do a video of what's in here, but I like to do projects like this with that bag sometimes, even though I'm sitting in a shop full of tools, because this tells me what am I missing from that bag? What do I have to get up and go to the toolbox to get? So it's a good exercise to do. It's really important because I do a lot of maintenance out of my vehicle on site, working in a lab, working in a factory, working at a hangar, and I need to make sure that I've got all those tools in the truck. So we've got some airline in here. We've got our pneumatic cylinder, which is pretty light duty, but again, it doesn't have to do a lot, just has to crush cans. We've got some brackets. These are bent up, I don't know, probably 18 gauge sheet metal, maybe a hair thicker. Pretty nice looking, honestly. Yeah, not bothered by that at all. What do we have here? We've got some more brackets. And it's all locked away with zip ties in there. And yeah, more brackets. Paint's pretty spotty in places, but overall not too bad for what it is. Inside this patent notice are the directions, which are relatively sparse, but let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Okay, well, it took about 45 minutes with some of the worst instructions that I've ever seen in my life, but I was able to get it all put together here and only had to redo, I think, 1 or 2 things. So that looks good. We're gonna go ahead and connect it up to air. So like any good instrumentation shop, before we put cans in this, and we know that it works, we're going to stick a load cell in it. And I've got my load cell display here, and we're going to see exactly how much force this generates. Now, of course, we can calculate that knowing the shop air pressure in the area of the cylinder, but we want to measure it because then we actually know, neglecting friction and all of the other things, this is the difference between science and engineering, right? So let's stick the load cell in and see what kind of forces we're generating. We'll thread our load cell in here, hopefully. We're going to have to put it down from the top. Okay, load cell's in there. We've got our force being displayed in pounds. 287 pounds of force. 289. 289. 288. So it's very consistent, 287, 88, 89 pounds of force. That's quite a bit and definitely gonna crush some cans. So one of the reasons I picked this one is it has this can hopper, and this is supposed to be wall mounted, so I'm sure this will be a little easier when it actually is mounted on the wall. And these rails adjust for different size cans. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it looks like I got about 7 cans in there, and we'll just see what happens here on the bench. Well, that seems to work and do the trick. So now I can crush all of my fizzy water cans and put them in with our aluminum to go off to recycling. We're always trying to do what we can to reduce our environmental impact here. And really, this just makes a lot more sense than throwing all this in landfill or hauling them in where we pay our municipality to haul them off and they get paid to take them to recycling. All right, well, I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me in the shop on a Sunday afternoon, and we'll see you next time.